Hello everyone. Today I'd like to show you something that I've been working for a couple of years now. If you're seeing this video, most likely you are interested on Neopets or Battle Dome, PvP, this kind of stuff. And so this may interest you. So it's a project that I've been working on called Bytekin Showdown. It's a virtual pet battle simulator, most heavily focused on PvP, and I want to give you guys an overview. I want to create more videos with describing a little bit more in depth everything that the game covers. But today I want to just give an overview and put this thing out there. Maybe someone had interest in playing and giving feedback and build this together. So I have it here, the project. Let's create a new account. For the account, I want to keep things very, very simple. It's just I want players to come in and create their accounts with minimal information to get straight into the game as soon as possible. So let's put here some name, username, your password, something very simple, a name for your Bytekin, which is your virtual companion, and you can select the species, which we have here the Fenris, the Brew, the Magato, Herb, Shen, Getku, and Dashrub. Let's create this one and create an account. So now we can log in. And there we go. So I just want to give a quick overview on the game, on what we're seeing. I want to go a little bit more depth with specific videos. I don't want to make this very long. But here is your profile page, the main page that is going to manage everything that you need. So you can edit some information here. You can enable controls, so you can control the game with your keyboard. You don't need specifically using a mouse. You can enable battle chat. When you are in battle, you can chat with your opponent or other people that are watching your game. You can select your announcer voice, which is going to be shown later, and change your password. Very simple. Also, at the moment, you can edit your byte, can change the species whatever you want and make that change. And here you'll see also the name of your Bytekin, their little photo here, the species, their status. Currently, their status are going to be used for PvE mode. I'm going to cover this in a bit. ELO ranking, so the ELO that you have for each league and play mode that we have. Achievements that you can unlock playing the game. And here your current battles, either the accepted challenges that you need to fight or the pending ones that you receive from other players. You can also create a set of skills and protocols and upgrades. Let's cover this a little bit. So let's create a new set here called called Storm. And here you can select the skills that you want to input into the set and the protocols and the upgrades. The skills are the ones that you're going to use to damage and to block damage from your opponent in a turn, and you can select 8 of them. So when you browse them here, you can see what they do for attack and what they do for defense on the right side. So you have a little bit more details on that. So let's select 8 here at random. So we just fulfill everything. Next are the protocols. So when you make a move in a turn, you can select, you can always send a skill and at least one protocol. So skills do damage and block damage, and they do only that. But protocols, they can do damage over time. They can increase your damage. They can buff you, debuff your opponent, heal you. They can deny the protocol of the opponent. And this we have a little bit more of flexibility when it comes to bending the rules of the combat. So these are very, and this gives a little more space for strategy. So here we can select 6 of them. So let's select these ones, one for healing, deny, berserk, overdrive, and that's it. Next, we have upgrades. And upgrades are the ones that you can select once per battle. And once you select them, they're going to be active by the rest of the battle. And they give you buffs, debuffs, and resistance. So for example, if you give an upgrade fire and you enable that in a battle, you have increased fire damage for the fire icons. So you can see here, the damage and the blocking of the skills are based on icons, element icons. So if you upgrade fire, you have increased damage for fire, but then you also receive resistance to damage of air, but you take more damage of water. And this happens for every single element. So here's the basic 6: fire, water, air, earth, light, and dark. But then we have this other hybrid upgrades that covers 2 elements, meaning that you can buff 2 elements, but you also can resist 2 elements and take more damage from 2 elements. So I have nature, lightning, poison, lava, ice, sand, crystal, curse, and eclipse. More are going to be added later, but this also expands the idea of a strategy when you're going to select one. So if you select the basics, everything is 30%, the modifier, and when you select the hybrid, it's going to be split into 15 and 15. So let's select 2 here, going with ice and lightning, for example, and save. So here we have our first set. You can have multiple sets here. You can create as much as you want, because the idea is that you can create a set with skills and protocols and upgrades based on a strategy that you want to use for a specific league, or you want to test a specific strategy, be more aggressive, be more defensive, play a little bit faster or slow, and you don't need to change this every time you want to battle. So you can put the specific sets and select them when you want to fight. And to fight, you just need to click here, play now, and then we have the modes of battles. So first one player, meaning that you're going to fight some bots here, which are other glitched or corrupted Bytekins that you find. And when you select a league, you have here 3 leagues already predetermined. And what the league does is they're going to predetermine the status that you're going to use on that fight. So you can see here, the first one, you have 120 HP and then the rest of the stats. And these, you can see here that my Bytekin has less stats than the league requires. But the thing is that when you select a league and go into a fight, either one player or PvP or even ranked, that battle is going to have the status of the league, meaning that both Bytekins, both players, are going to have the same stats. So you don't need to train your Bytekin to play PvP on these leagues or even the bigger ones. It's just selecting the level, the tier of the league that you want to fight. If it's going to be a high damage, high HP, then you can select it here. And then you can select an arena where you're going to fight it. And then here you're going to select your set, or you can go for a random protocol. So random protocol is when you select this, it means that a random set is going to be built for you by the game. And when you enter the battle, that set is going to be already set up for you and for both players. Because when you select random protocol, both players are going to be assigned a random set. But if you don't, then you can select a set that you already pre-built and go for it. And here, one player, you have to select the difficulty that you want to fight. So easy, normal, hard, and extreme. Also, you can select if this match is going to be public or not, meaning that if other players can watch as you fight, or is this a private battle and no one can watch? Maybe you're training for something, for a tournament, or you don't want to see people to watch your training with other players to knock up your strategy or something. Same thing goes to apply with versus mode, which is the classic PvP. You can just challenge other players, select the league. And here for PvP, you have a new league here, which is open source. We call open source, which means that you can select how many points of stats you want for that challenge, and then distribute these points for the stats. So for example, I want to make a challenge that has 50 points, and I can distribute this between my stats. And when I send the challenge to another player with open source, the other player was going to have 50 points to distribute before going to the battle. So although both players will have the same amount of points to distribute, most likely they're going to have different builds and then different strategies. I'm going to cover more details on this I want to make specific videos for every single thing that I'm showing to get a little bit more depth. Here what I'm doing is just basically overview on everything. And then for PvP you can turn timer. So this is to avoid stall or the battle's taking too long. If you want something more a little bit faster, or you want to like, okay, I have 10 minutes to a match, let's put a timer on. And of course, if the timer reaches 0 and the player has not sent a move, then they're going to lose automatically. Ranked modes basically same as PvP. You just select a league if you want a random set or use your own set and go for it. What happens is that in PvP, the combination of league and random set or not creates an elo. So for example, if you go for tier 1 and random set, and as you fight in game and lose elo, your elo is attached to this mode. So if you play protocol and tier 1, the nanocore league, you're going to have an elo, but if you play the same league with pre-built set, is a different elo. So every single combination of league and random or not is going to give you a different number of elo. And PvE is the one that you fight synthetics. So you battle these projects that fail, and when you defeat them, you basically convert their data into byte points and use these byte points to increase the status of your Bytekin. So you come here, go to the easy mode, fight some bots there, win, collect the byte points, convert these byte points into new stats, more HP, more attack, and then you can advance into other sectors as you get stronger. Right? So a little bit of more like an adventure mode, let's say. And as you battle, you can also unlock achievements as you go through. So you see here all the achievements that we have currently. It's not a lot. I'm going to add more. So you can see here what you have locked and unlocked. So this account is brand new, so it has nothing. So you have the title, but you don't have the description. So you kind of need to explore a little bit and guess what these achievements are, what's necessary to unlock these achievements as you go. You can see here in the bar, there's some links here. I'm going to cover this a little bit more in depth with each video, but we can go over this a little bit. So here's the basic guide of everything. We have the lore, we have the basics of the game, what it is, the game modes, the stats and mechanics. So everything is put here in disclosure. I'm going to cover every single session. This is a specific video. It's going to be like 1 minute, 2 minutes long, because I want to make more specific so you can check whatever you have doubts or check everything. The leagues that you can play, how the ranking system works, how the set building works, the specifics of the set and everything. Expectate and replay, so you can expectate other players' fights, but you can also rewatch the fights that you do to improve, or you want to see how you manage to win or how you manage to lose so you can get better. And the changelog session, where I'm going to input everything that I made in something new is in the game, balance, new contact, or fixing bugs. I'll put everything here. We have the calculator. So if you want to try to understand a little bit, like simulate, doing some calculus on how much damage you're going to do when you have all the specific variables set up for you and your opponent, you can test it here too. So you can use this mid-battle to kind of try to guess how much damage you're going to do against your opponent if they do the right move, and then you counter it. Or you can just test here, do some experimentation on as your set building. So you can build your strategy using these calculations as well. here we have the leaderboard. So players that have a lot of wins or even ranked. So this is by elo, and then we have the ones that won a lot on PvP using random protocol or not, or locked ones, the ones that defeated the most on one player, and then the PvE. So here we have ranked all the players that defeated the most. Like every time they defeat one of these PvE mobs, they get stronger. So when a player defeats them a bunch of times, is an achievement. I'm going to cover PvE in a separate video. The live battles, here's going to be listed all the battles that are currently live. So players that are currently having a battle is going to be listed here if these battles are public. So you can click here and watch whoever is fighting at the moment. So you can go back to your profile and see everything here. And I don't want to make this video super long. I want to make shorter videos to cover everything in depth, but I want to close out this video with a battle. So here we're just going to cover one player battle, the smallest here, going to fight in the frozen fields. Let's use a random protocol. And actually let's use the one that we created. And let's go with easy. So when you start a battle here, since it's one player, there's no need to accept any challenges. You can go straight to the battle. But if it's PvP, then it's going to send a challenge and your opponent will need to accept this challenge under conditions. Okay. Oh, let me turn the volume on. Just a second.
Fight!
Let me go back here. So you have here your accepted battles. Let's go.
Battlefield loaded. Protocols online. Fight!
Yeah, we have some battle music. I'm gonna turn these off as I'm talking. Do this real quick. All right. So, let me take this opportunity to also talk a little bit more of the battle page where you're going to have your PvP session. So here we have the name of your Bytekins. So here I'm fighting a glitched rule. We can cover this a little bit more of glitched Bytekins when I have a video about the lore. Their HP, and here you have the input. So here we have the battle log, which is going to show whatever is happening in the current turn and then the previous one. And then we have here the skills that you can select. So here you can select the skill, the protocol, and select which upgrade you want to use. And here you see the information of your opponent as well. So let's go for it. So select one skill here. As you hover, you will be reminded what the skill does, and same for the protocol. So select here, and here you can select the upgrade if you want to activate your upgrade right now, the very first turn, or you can wait. Like this is a little bit of part of the strategy as well. You don't want to review the upgrades that you are holding, so you can better strategize around it, right? Because if your opponent has a lot of fire damage, you don't want to upgrade too early into an upgrade that gives you a debuff for fire damage. So just an idea. But I'm going to do this
Upgrade. Ice.
So I'm going to select upgrade ice and send the move.
Upgrade activated.
So here you see, once the Bytekins are upgraded, they're going to have this glow around them. So here my opponent upgraded to the earth element. I upgraded to ice, meaning that this upgrade is hybrid of water and air. So I will have the 2 buffs, but also the 2 resistance and the 2 debuffs for that. And see here in the battle log what happened. So the upgrade was used. I attack with 10 icons of dark, and I set up the protocol downpour. And my opponent also upgraded to earth and attacked me with 4 icons of air and 6 icons of light, and set up the berserker protocol. So you can see here we didn't block anything, we just fully attacking each other, but I did a little bit more damage. And let's go. So since my opponent is attacking with air and light, I will try to check here if I have defense for that. So I have this defense for for air. I think it's good. Protocol downpour is being set up, so let's go for elemental barrier and see what happens. So you see a lot of difference here. And see here that my opponent used the protocol deny, means that he denied the activation of my protocol for this turn. So you can see I tried to use elemental barrier but was denied by them. But I did a lot of damage with the protocol downpour now being activated, doing 12 icons of water, because not only does like 10 icons normally, but with the upgrade now I do more damage of water because ice covers both the water element and the air element. So let's go for a next one. I believe that since I hit him pretty hard, I'm going for that. And I'm going for protocol overdrive. So protocol overdrive forces your attack for the turn to overclock. And what does this mean is that overclock works as a critical hit, meaning that my attack is buffing 50%. So you can see here, and when your attack overclocks, is going to display this right here. So it's going to show this animation and this little icon here showing that you overclock on that turn, so you have bonus damage, meaning that your attack, the attack of your Bytekin, now has a buff and is applied to everything. See here what was blocked, and now they set up the downpour, meaning the next turn is going to attack with water. So we can continue with this attack because we cover both air, which is showing a lot, and water, which is going to happen in the next turn. So we were well prepared. And I'm going to deny the protocol that he's going to use.
System secured. Victory.
And there you have it. You see here the final thing, and go for the victory. So here at the end of the battle, you will see some analytics of what happened. So the average damage, the highest damage turn, the most used skill, the most used protocol, and the upgrade that was used. Go back to the profile. Now you can see the history of all the battles that I had. And this was a practice one player mode, so you can see the details again, or we can see the replay. So when you go for a replay, it's going to be the same. We can see what happened in that battle. So first turn, what happened, second turn, third turn, and the last one. And there you have it. What to cover in a little bit more depth on everything that I work here. Set building, talk about the upgrades, talk about the lore, the mechanics that we have. I didn't cover everything, but I want to go with a specific video for everything. And I think this little small ones covering the lore, everything. These small videos is going to be better, and this just give you a rough idea. So if you like this this battle dome approach, this fighting thing, this simulator, and strategy and set building and calculating the damage, so if you're on this, if you're seeing this, most likely you are into it. But if you just randomly seeing this video, you're more than welcome to give it a try. I'm going to put the registration link here on the description, whatever you see in this video. A Discord also is open, so we can collaborate regarding how to balance things, new ideas for new content. I'm always open to new ideas and discussion. And yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to create a specific YouTube channel to post all these things, so give it a follow to get tuned. But I think that's it. I don't want to get this video any longer. That's it. Thank you for watching, and keep tuned for new stuff coming up. See ya.